Hey everybody, Brian Zane here with Jay Biggs, and we're recording not from Wregret HQ as normal, but we're here at Jay's shoot job at the radio station where we just finished recording our podcast.
All right, welcome to the Evans Broadcast Studio.
Yes. On that episode, we talk about my experiences in Dallas and in Baltimore for Ring of Honor / GCW weekend. I went on a bit of a side quest when I was stuck in Dallas. More on that, so do check that out. It's This Week in Wregret. We got the YouTube channel link over there in the corner, as well as on SoundCloud. But Jay, we are here today to talk about Money in the Bank predictions. It is the first pay-per-view since Mania with fans. What do you think about that?
I'm excited for it, man. I mean, I closed out the last Raw and said, hey, that's the end of the Thunderdome era. What's going to happen? Yeah, that's out the door.
Done and dusted.
So what's going to happen now? Yeah. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of things that the fans are going to like and don't like that they've been pushing, because I've said since the beginning of the Thunderdome or pandemic era, whatever you want to call it, I've said that Vince is going to push what he's going to push anyways, so you might as well just pipe in the sound.
I think at least once this weekend we're going to get a harsh dose of reality as to what fans actually like and don't like compared to what WWE pushes. But there's a lot on the plate here for Sunday at Money in the Bank. Let's start with the Raw Tag Team Championships as AJ Styles and Omos defend against the Viking Raiders. Jay, what has been your thought on AJ and Omos as a tandem since they won the belts at WrestleMania?
Omos is he's just a big guy, and they use him as that. He's not really doing much more than just being the muscle for AJ, in my opinion. AJ's working like crazy. They've had him in this ongoing feud trying to get into the Money in the Bank match. Obviously, though, the Viking Raiders attacking Omos and all that kind of stuff on the side. So it's been... I don't know. I think that AJ and Omos together has been good. Okay. But I don't know. Personally, I'd like to see AJ as a single star more than...
Yeah, as someone who's been watching Raw, not as closely as you, but has been seeing the highlights, just AJ and Omos is still something I have to get used to. I have to ask you this. Has Omos been as impressive, or at least interesting to watch, as he was in his debut at WrestleMania? Because that was kind of a breakout moment. I think it was a lot better than people thought it was going to be.
Right. It's not like he's gone away and come back or something like that, and all of a sudden he's worlds better. It's like every week I keep seeing just a little bit of progression. Like this week we got the big choke slam.
Okay.
So I haven't seen the choke slam from him before.
Yeah.
I've seen other moves. So I don't know. To me that was cool. But it looks like he's getting a little bit better, but still he's not on any sort of level with AJ Styles. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this matchup with them and the Viking Raiders? Do you see a tag title change happening?
I would like to. Whether we're going to see it or not, I honestly think we're headed for at SummerSlam, just my personal opinion, is we're headed for an Orton Riddle versus our RK Bros. AJ and Omos. So that's just my opinion, is where we're headed.
Okay, so you predict that the champs will retain?
Yeah.
I agree. I think AJ and Omos will come out on top, still the champions, and hopefully this reign will get a little more interesting as we pick up towards SummerSlam. It's the saga that seemingly is not ready to die just yet. Charlotte Flair gets another shot at immortality, getting title number 14 when she challenges Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title. Biggs, what's your thought been on how Rhea and Charlotte have been interacting with each other since the last time we saw them at the pay-per-view?
I just want the match to happen and it to be done, to be honest, at this point. That's what I'm...
Get over with.
But here's the thing. Like I've said before, since 36, we've all been kind of waiting for that rematch. So I think what better match to have, for fan reaction. I just wish they had built up Rhea a little bit more as a face than a heel when she came back.
Right.
Because now it feels almost like we got two heels, because Rhea's kind of, I don't know.
She's been like a troll almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like she's not an endearing personality, which is like Charlotte's already not endearing because she's a heel. And Rhea right now in the current incarnation, I don't find somebody I can get behind as a face. Like not consistently at least. With that being said, how do you think this is going to go? I know you talked about in our last predictions video what your deep thoughts were for SummerSlam as far as the chase goes. Do you still think it's going to be happening?
Man, they could really take it off of Rhea at this point and put it on Charlotte and lead into that match at SummerSlam or something. But I don't think we're going to... I personally don't want a rematch at SummerSlam. Okay. I think we just need to have the match and be done with the feud. That being said, though, we've got there's been some new call-ups on the roster. There's been some new people coming into the picture. As long as Eva Marie doesn't get the shot, I'm good with it.
Who do you think's going to win this match?
I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley on this one.
Okay, I think Charlotte is going to be winning here because I suddenly like your idea that you pitched last month of like Rhea chasing the belt for SummerSlam or something. And maybe they can turn the ship around and make Rhea more of actually a babyface you want to cheer for. But we'll have to see. But my guess right now, Charlotte's going to be the one to win. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm excited for this one, Jay. You got Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Rico, John Morrison, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. On paper, is this the most exciting and athletic Money in the Bank match we've seen almost ever?
Well, yeah, since like WrestleMania 24 or something. Yeah, it is. Honestly, it is.
It's pretty wild. All these guys are great to watch in the ring, very fun in their own way, and I mean, no matter who wins, I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Right. I said this on the Raw review. I'm glad that they're finally letting guys like Ricochet shine a little bit going into this.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. Yeah, it did, right? It makes sense for him to be in this match because, he does all the high-flying spots and stuff. Him and Morrison are going to be awesome, I have a feeling, on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, all their matches have been great anyways on Raw.
Yeah, we're going to have some wild thrills and chills and spills in this match for sure.
Right.
Who do you think is going to win the men's Money in the Bank match?
I was really torn between McIntyre and Rollins, but I think I'm going to go with Rollins. And the reason for that is I still think that even though he's not going to cash in and have a match, I don't think necessarily, I still think they're going to go with him interfering somehow with Edge. And I think Edge and him will have a one-on-one at SummerSlam. That's just my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to go in a different direction. I think Big E is going to be the MITB winner. I think he's going to be the one with the briefcase. I think he's got, you're going to make an argument for any of these guys, and at this point, I think it's an 8-sided coin flip. That's the way I see it.
But here's my problem with the Big E thing.
Okay.
They've kept him on the mid-card. They really have. And what's the last really big impactful thing that Big E did was he took a big kick from Aleister Black, who's now in AEW.
Well, he won the IC title at the end of last year, and that was a big deal.
Well, that's last year. I'm talking like in recent time. Like how is someone built? It's like Ricochet, right? If they hadn't given him any wins like they have or any matches like they have the last few weeks leading up to this Money in the Bank, I would have been like, that's the biggest throwaway guy in there. Like, why is he even in there? He's such a low mid-carder.
Yeah, a month ago it would have been a questionable choice, but they've built him up well. Well, I think, Big E is someone who's been consistently around, and history shows that you don't have to be getting win after win or be on TV and be dominant every week to then win the briefcase. It's just it's not the same thing. There's no correlation to that, at least that I can recall. So I think but Big E is somebody who's got momentum on his side, and so I think he could be. Again, we could both be totally wrong about this, but if I had to pick a guess, snap decision, I would say it's Big E.
Well, let me ask you one last question then. Is it Reigns or Lashley that he's going to face? Because I don't know.
I would almost say maybe Lashley. Get some revenge for what's probably going to happen. Later on this show. Now to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. As of right now, we are recording this on Thursday, so this might change on Friday at SmackDown by the time this video comes out. But the current participants are Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross. So we're actually short one person.
Well, Zelina Vega, oh my God, where's she been since she lost her debut match? What the heck?
She's going to re-debut at Money in the Bank.
I meant to say that last week on the SmackDown review.
There's so many ways they could go with the final entrant. They could find some way for Eva Marie to back into the spot again, even though she lost the qualifier. I know. I'm not a fan of that theory either.
Ugh.
I think that, I've been hearing rumors that they were thinking about bringing Sonya Deville back into the ladder match.
I had heard that too.
There's rumors of Becky Lynch coming back and being that final entrant.
Boy, with fans back in, that sure would make sense.
Yeah, there's so many different ways you could go that route. I think that Liv Morgan's going to win this one.
Really?
I know it's kind of a dark horse, but the way they've been kind of building her up as someone who's been trying to stand up for herself and trying to fight her way in. It's weird the way they've been selecting people for the men's match as opposed to the women's match, where it's all these guys have to wrestle all these matches, and half the women's field is just Sonya Deville announcing them. Why don't they have to earn it?
Right.
So and Liv has fought for that multiple times. So I think it feels like a almost kind of a slam dunk of a story for Liv to win it. But a lot could change, and again, there's a lot of different ways you could argue for any woman to win it.
I'll go with Liv Morgan too. Why not?
All right.
Why not? There's no other option that hasn't already had a shot, I don't think. That doesn't make any sense, is there?
No, I'm sure they could find a way for somebody to win it again or whatever. But that's As
of right now, Liv Morgan or the mystery lady, whoever she is. But let me just say this: in the build-up, all the women's promos, especially when they do them backstage, they remind me of me and you right now, because we're not, I mean, we're talking, right? But if we were just talking, we weren't talking to the camera, we'd be talking face to face like this, right?
Yes. Or
but
now we're cheating out.
Yes,
like
but
we're-
now here we are in like this V kind of thing, and this is like, oh yeah, well you were doing this backstage and that back, so this is like a WWE promo, like, oh yeah? You know?
I heard what The Miz said about me, and
Right.
I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Watch out, here comes a dripstick.
And then I'll walk away, and you just like stay, just look right at me. You just keep staring off in this distance, here,
Right.
middle distance, like as I'm for 10 seconds. Bobby Lashley defends the WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston in a match that has some people saying that Kofi Mania could come again. Jay, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you think lightning can strike twice?
Yes, but it's going to be more like the SmackDown debut on Fox, Lightning Strikes Twice.
Oh no, it can't be that bad.
It's not going to be that bad. I just don't think Kofi Mania is happening again. I think we've already been there at this point, but maybe, I mean, they tried the Yes movement once again too. So
Yeah, I mean, I could see them pulling a wild hair out of their ass and having some big, like, shocking moment. First pay-per-view with fans back, maybe have a feel-good moment of Kofi winning. But I think that, if we just kind of go that route of, like, fans are back, everything's going to be happy ending. We know that's not going to be true,
And we saw that at Mania. Fans were back for Mania, and we still got two heels that won.
Right, and here's the rule. Anything good that WWE does, they got to trade with something bad, something that makes you upset. Like, somebody you like wins, but somebody you like ends up losing in very embarrassing fashion. Usually it's Asuka. So,
Right, yeah, like this last Monday.
I think what's going to happen this time is going to be more competitive than Kofi and Brock, but same outcome. I think Lashley's going to retain and win handily.
Yeah, I think MVP is going to get involved. I think Woods is going to get involved. It's going to be kind of chaotic, but I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah,
I
and
do actually think it's going to be a really good
Lashley's
match.
got a hold of that belt, because I don't want to spoil anything, but the name that we've been hearing as far as who's going to come back to television next week, possibly to feud with him, you gotta be for the championship, right?
Yeah. Do we want to tell everybody who that is?
No. They can find out soon enough. And finally, Roman Reigns will defend the Blue Universal Championship against Edge in a singles matchup here, trying to guess. It's the match that we didn't get at WrestleMania. That was the original match, and then Daniel Bryan had to rear his goat head into things, and it became a triple threat.
Right.
So now we're going to get that singles match. Are you excited for this one?
Kinda. I think the match is going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be bad or anything like that.
I feel that Jimmy Uso, it's clear that Jimmy Uso's arrest from last week or 2 weeks ago has had no bearing on the storyline, because both the Usos were in full force this last week on SmackDown.
Yes, which is very odd.
So it's like, it's business as usual. All right, so
I can't really honestly predict, other than I think Roman Reigns is going to probably retain.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned earlier about the possibility of Seth and Edge. I think that could be a way we get that match. I mean, we could have the Usos getting involved. That's probably going to happen. And then we're going to have one more involved. Maybe Seth Rollins costs Edge the match.
Well, we got the Mysterios too now. Who
That's
we're gonna
right.
Have to think
Oh
about.
my God, there's so many layers to
Right.
this
This
one.
is oh my God, layers to stories? No way.
I know it's a novel concept, but apparently Roman Reigns. He is the tribal chief on an island of consistency, all on his own right now.
Right. But that's good though. I mean, like
Yeah.
I've said in my reviews, the best thing throughout this whole last year, in my opinion, was the Roman Reigns storyline.
Yeah.
And it's minimal wrestling.
Right. So, what do you think? How this is going to turn out?
Reigns is going to win somehow, but I think it's going to come from Seth Rollins' interference.
We'll make that word up. It's a new one.
Yeah, interference. But maybe he has some fear of that happening. I don't know. But yeah, I do think that Roman Reigns will retain, and we'll see him defend at SummerSlam against probably John Cena, is what they're saying.
Well, time will tell, but I do agree with you that Reigns is going to retain. But those are just our humble picks, though. What do you think is going to happen at Money in the Bank this Sunday? Let us know in the comment section below, and we will be reunited for the review after the show. Biggs couldn't make it for the last pay-per-view. I've been saying that this whole video because I forget what the last pay-per-view was, honestly.
Right. What was it?
I don't know. Someone tell us in the comment section.
Great Balls of Fire?
Yeah. But we're going to find out what happens with our picks. And, first pay-per-view back with fans. It's going to be a great experience. If it's anything like what we've seen so far with fans coming back to other shows. So for Jay Biggs, I'm Brian Zane, and we'll see you next time.